All right. All right, we're going to work on 30, 60, 90 triangles, 45, 45, 90 triangles. For 30, 60, 90s, we have two formulas. For 30, 60, 90, we have hypotenuse over short leg is equal to 2 over 1. And we have long leg to short leg is radical 3 to 1. So we have those two proportions that we're going to use for the next three examples. And this is coming from like geometry semester 2, unit 1, towards the end. Now, for a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the 60-degree angle is opposite of the long leg. That makes this a 30-degree angle, and that's opposite the short leg. So short leg is opposite the 30-degree angle, right? Because the smallest angle has the small side, and then middle, and then you have hypotenuse and 90-degree angle. So we want to find the long leg here, the x value, which is across from the 60. I'm given my short leg. So if I want to find my long leg, I need to use this formula, which is just long leg over short leg equals radical 3 over 1. Excuse me. So I'm going to fill this in. My long leg is my x. I don't know what that is. There we go. And then my short leg is 12. I set them up. I have my proportion set up. I'm just going to cross multiply. So I have x equals 12 radical 3. I'm done. That's it. So I just set my proportion up. I identify what my long leg was, what my short leg was. Short leg's opposite of the 30-degree angle. Then I just simply cross multiply, and I was done. Moving on to this one. Now I want to find the hypotenuse. I'm given the short leg. It's opposite of the 30-degree angle. So I'm going to use my hypotenuse over short leg formula. Well, my hypotenuse, I don't know, is my x. My short leg is my 4. And I set up my proportion. I'm going to cross multiply. X times 1 is x. 2 times 4 is 8. Easy peasy. The next one here, and I'm going to solve for both. I have a hypotenuse. I want to find the long leg, which is y, the short leg, which is x. I know this is my short leg because it's opposite the 30-degree angle. So opposite the 30-degree angle is my short leg. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to use my hypotenuse to short leg formula like this. All right. Now my hypotenuse is 10. My short leg is x. I cross multiply. 2x equals 10. Now this is the first time I actually have an additional step to do. I'm solving for x here, so I need to divide both sides by 2. So I now have my short leg, which is my x. Well, that's 5. Now I still need to find my long leg. Well, my long leg formula is long leg to short leg equals radical 3 over 1. Well, my long leg is my y, my short leg is 5. Cross multiply, y equals 5 radical 3. And I'm done. It's all pretty straightforward here. Now, 45, 45, 90, so I'm going kind of quick. Again, pause the video, ask me to come over in person, right? If something doesn't make sense, just pause the video, call me over. Hey, Mr. Mathis don't make no sense. So for 45, 45, 90 triangles, now these are isosceles triangles, right? Because two of the angles are the same. That means the legs are going to be the same. So we have hypotenuse to leg equals radical 2 over 1. So that's my formula for 45, 45, 90s. All right, so I'm going to use that. Down here, my leg length is 12. Now, I know this is a leg, right, because my 90 degree is here. That makes that my hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is always opposite of the 90-degree angle. So I know that I have my formula hypotenuse over leg equals radical 2 over 1. It's going to be x over 12 equals radical 2 over 1. I cross multiply. X equals 12 radical 2. Straightforward and boom. All right, now this next one is my hypotenuse is this radical 50. I need to find my leg. I start with the same formula, hypotenuse over leg, Radical 2 over 1. If you notice, I write the formula down each and every time. First thing I do. All right, so I have radical 50 over x equals radical 2 over 1. I go ahead and I cross multiply. I have x radical 2 equals radical 50. Well, I need to divide both sides by radical 2, just solving for x. So I have x equals, well, this is going to end up being 50 divided by 2 under a radical, which is going to be radical 25. So x equals 5 in this case. So this one added a couple extra steps in terms of solving it, but still pretty straightforward. Right, we set up a proportion, we cross multiply, and we are done. All right, we got one more example here real quick. So I start with my formula like I have each and every time. My hypotenuse in this case is going to be 8 radical 2. My leg is x. I need to cross multiply. Actually, I'm going to do one more example after this. So this is x radical 2, 8 radical 2. I have to divide both sides by radical 2. And that just cancels out. I get x equals 8. All right, so that ended up being pretty straightforward. I'm going to do, I want to do one more. All right. Let me make a spot here. So I'm going to make my new right triangle here. And what do I want? I'm just going to make this 8. All right. So now I have a hypotenuse of 8. I'm still going to do the same thing. I have hypotenuse over leg equals radical 2 over 1. My hypotenuse is 8. My leg is x. All right. So now I cross multiply. I have x radical 2 equals 8. All right. Good. That's exactly where I want to be. Probably need more. So now I'm solving for x, so I divide by radical 2. And now my conundrum. So we have 8 divided by radical 2. What I'm going to tell you is this is what's about to happen. X equals 8 radical 2 over 2, which is just 4 radical 2. So you just divide that number by 2, and you put a 2 on the bottom. Or put a radical 2 next to it. So that is what I want you guys to do. You can just see this pattern. You can follow it. I just take this radical 2, I put it on top. I make it just a 2 on the bottom. End up dividing. So realistically, as I divide this number by 2, put the radical 2 next to it. All right, that's like the shortcut. Now, mathematically, why that works is if I have this, again, 8 radical 2. We'll switch colors here. So what I would actually have to do is we need to rationalize the denominator. We're not supposed to have radicals in the denominator. So we rationalize it. I have radical 2 divided by radical 2, or times radical 2, sorry. So radical 2 over radical 2 multiplying. So this is going to be 8 radical 2 over radical 2 times radical 2. Now, radical 2 times radical 2 is technically radical 4. Square root of 4 is 2. That's where you get your 2 from, all right? Because I just multiply these radicals, and then the 8 just divides the 2, and there's your 4 square root of 2. Now, it's good to know that we needed to rationalize like this step. It's good to know. But if you just memorize a shortcut, I'm cool with that too. It doesn't matter.